There's a song that was popularized during the Great Depression with the refrain, "Brother, can you spare a dime?" Back then, that dime would have bought you a cup of coffee. These days, depending on your preferences, a coffee can set you back several bucks. Anne Davis introduces us to a local roaster that believes quality and sustainability make its premium beans worth the price.
On any given weekend, St. Louisans are seeking out local food markets for their freshest ingredients, as growers from around the region share their passion for the land, part of a global movement to directly connect farms to our tables.
Right now, we have yellow tomato gazpacho, a herb and arugula pesto.
But within the Tower Grove Farmers Market in South St. Louis City, crowds are lining up for Kuva, a local roaster that's making those links through coffee.
2 iced coffees, room for cream.
Iced coffee.
We loved it, yeah.
Kuva's founder and CEO is Tim Drescher,
As fresh as it comes. Yeah.
and he's driven to make every cup count.
Through the farmers markets that we've done for years, we're able to really directly interface with our customer. We only carry very high-grade specialty coffees. The key is to highlight the different growing regions in the best way possible.
One of Kuva's customers at the Tower Grove Farmers Market would take the business to the next level. That customer turned out to be Rainer Bussman, an ethnobotanist at the Missouri Botanical Garden. He helped source the Peru Chilchos coffee bean that's become Kuva's biggest seller.
Bussman is the tireless force behind the garden's William L. Brown Center, where he focuses on discovering new species.
So you can even see a little bit of seeds here. And maybe there's some in the package. It's really curiosity of a discoverer. You could say we're the Indiana Joneses of botany, if you want.
Plant discovery happens best in places where few scientists have gone before, and for nearly 20 years, small teams from St. Louis have been exploring the Amazon jungle in South America.
Chilchos is actually up here in the very northern corner of Peru. It is a very remote mountain region.
Ascending the northeastern Andes is a multi-day journey by mule that's changed little since the days of early explorers. This isolated region is rich in biodiversity, where descendants of the Chachapoya people continue to harvest the land.
Coffee has a long history in the region. When this area came under Spanish rule in the 1700s, the Spanish introduced coffee, and people started growing that on a small scale.
Before the gardens got involved, high transport costs and low returns had forced many growers to abandon coffee for cash crops that were harmful to the land and its people. Now, scientists and local communities come together to find new ways to sustain the livelihood of the people while protecting the plants, part of a fair participation and benefit sharing model at the core of the garden's work.
We talk to people about their knowledge, but it's their property. So if something interesting comes out of it, a new plant for medicine or a new plant for food, then we negotiate fair agreements between industrial counterparts and the communities we are working with.
That's why an encounter with Carlos Vega from a family of local growers opened up a creative opportunity for a conservation crop, specialty coffee, the kind Kuva is known for roasting.
In the region where we work, it's all Coffea arabica, which is, I would always say, the real coffee. It's highland coffee.
In recent years, Peru's deforestation and climate change threaten the sensitive Arabica coffee trees, which are most vulnerable to heat. Local growers meticulously nurture the coffee trees under the cooler shade of existing forest without using chemicals on small family farms that enrich the land.
And by doing that, on the one hand, people started to produce a really good coffee. And because it's really green coffee, so environmentally friendly coffee, they can receive a higher price that stays more stable over the years.
For Drescher, who earned a master's degree in environmental policy, adhering to higher quality standards makes it well worth paying, twice coffee's world market price.
We carry quite a few fair trade certified coffees, but this coffee kind of goes a step beyond. When we brought it on board, I basically became an importer. You know, I wire money directly to the producer in Peru, and there's no middleman in the process.
Looks good. Just harvested too.
In 30-second increments, and we're going to drop it at 4:05.
At Kuva's Maplewood facility, green coffee beans are meticulously roasted in 7-pound batches. Careful time and temperature adjustments gradually transform these beans into deep brown perfection.
Still got a little bit of green in there, but we're seeing some more yellow, which is good.
Ultimately, subtle sensory changes best guide the science.
Once that color change occurs and we start getting a pleasant aroma off the bean, we're going to make an airflow adjustment which will trap more of that pleasant aroma and flavor.
It's an art roastmaster John Collender developed through years working as a chef.
Roasting is just like cooking, whether it's steak or any kind of meat. Every cut's different, every cut needs to be cooked differently, and with coffee, since we're talking about a global product that comes from different regions of the world, different elevations, different climates, they do have different properties.
I just like anything that's coming from the ground. I like the dirty, gritty farm, know where it's coming from aspect, if anything, whether it be my kale that I'm eating or my coffee I'm drinking.
Ryan Mastoni has worked on coffee farms in Hawaii. Now he's in charge of Kuva sales and outreach, and he knows firsthand the value of farm-fresh coffee.
People are wanting to seek out those higher quality, micro lots, special sourced beans, and with the Peruvian, I mean, it's the cream of the crop when it comes to that.
Kuva beans are sold in places like Local Harvest, where 10% of the profits get donated back to the Missouri Botanical Garden, a relationship Drescher promotes at the Tower Grove Farmers Market.
They have a relationship with the Missouri Botanical Garden, so I'm a big fan of that. It just seems to have a lot more flavor than some of the other coffees that I've tried.
It's not bitter, it tastes delicious.
Kuva is one of at least 9 micro-roasters in St. Louis, a growing community that's making a difference through specialty coffee.
A lot of times when you're drinking a cup of coffee, you have no idea what the story behind the origin or the producer. You can really convey that when you have a direct relationship